I'm always a bit nervous when I review something from Bastl. Mostly because the people behind Bastl are, how to put this nicely, insane. You never really know what to expect of their gear, as they always tend to take the simplest of concepts, flip it over their head, and surprise you. With the Thyme Plus, I have to say my expectations have been subverted yet again, but I'm getting ahead of myself. You see, I was led to believe that I would be reviewing a simple delay pedal. That's it, nothing fancy, just something that I could plug in and make some groovy sounds. But no, not Bastl, not this time. Plus. Hi, welcome to the Midlife Synthesis. Let's get started. Thyme Plus is the sequel to the original Thyme, and it makes you rethink what an effects pedal is and what it does. This is what you might call a highly tweakable live performance pedal, a stark contrast from the set and forget pedals of yore on the floor. In this video, I want to tell you what makes Thyme Plus stand out, and also share a few of my explorations with it. For full transparency's sake, Bastl did send me Thyme Plus for review, but they are not paying me, nor do they have any say in the contents of this video. So what is Thyme Plus? Well, if a tape delay and a multi-LFO Eurorack module had a baby, this would be it. It is an effects unit with pretty much full-on knob per function control, the ability to save up to 64 presets, and a step sequencer for triggering said presets. Also, one of its most unique features is that it's absolutely riddled with robots. What incarnation are robots, I hear you say? Well, the simplest way to think about it is that almost every knob on the faceplate has its own LFO, which Bastl calls a robot. These LFOs live within each knob and are specific to each parameter. Now, what's really cool about these robots, or LFOs, is that they're highly customizable. You start by choosing from one of the preset shapes you see below in the preset buttons. And then you can start tweaking the shape, the polarity, the starting point, as well as adjust the rate and the amount of modulation that will affect the target parameter. That by itself already makes this an insanely deep playground for complex effects design, but we're only getting started. Something that I've really enjoyed on the Thyme Plus, which is something of a theme on pretty much every Bastl instrument that I've used so far, is the delicious textures that you can cook up with this thing. Have a listen to this cello percussion when I process it with Thyme Plus, and tell me if you can't just taste that sound. There are a couple of things on the Thyme Plus that make it really stand out for me, and one of them is the existence of 3 additional tape reed heads, which can be spaced out to achieve truly amazing results. You can adjust the level of these tape heads and, of course, modulate them with our friends the robots to get into some very ambient territories. Playing around with the Thyme Plus, it really got me thinking, are there other effects or delay pedals out there with this level of modulation and robots and LFOs running around? If you know of any such pedal, or maybe even have a favorite one, please give me a heads up in the comments below so I can go check it out. Thanks. Another thing that I really like about Thyme Plus is that it is a pedal that is unashamedly performance oriented, and you can see that in 4 of its main features. Number 1. You can save up to 64 presets. After adjusting all of your settings, you can save them into a preset slot, which you can quickly access through the buttons below. That allows you to have an astounding amount of presets available on the fly. Number 2, you can sequence your presets. Thyme Plus allows you to create a 32-step sequence that triggers your different presets however you so choose. Not only that, you have 4 available sequence slots or patterns from which to choose from, which you can vary then while you're performing live. Number 3, you can live tweak freely and quickly revert back to the original settings of your preset. By using the select button, you can modify parameters willy-nilly, and as soon as you release the button, the preset reverts back to its original values. Number 4, visual feedback and knob behavior. Not only do you get a very clear indication of what the parameter values are at all times, as well as how they're being modulated by the robots thanks to their respective green LED level indicators, you also get a safeguard feature where the knob will not jump to the new value changes unless you either wiggle the knob or go back to the original value and start from there. This is a great way to avoid unwanted accidents or huge skips in the effect when live tweaking, and it works really well when you're switching from preset to preset. In terms of raw sound, the Thyme Plus definitely adds its own flavor to whatever you're processing, so I would hesitate to recommend it to someone who's looking for just a simple, clean delay. I'd say this is more geared toward musicians who want to really explore the sound design aspect of what a delay module can do. Depending on your genre, it can add tons of character and aggressiveness to a sound, but it is harder to tame down into something more subdued. You can certainly get some dreamy, lovely delay tones out of it, but I would say that would be playing against its strengths. As far as criticisms go, I wish there was a way to add resonance to the filter to get some squelchy tones out of this thing. As it is, it sounds a bit clinical. Finally, something that I find slightly off-putting but not a deal breaker is that when I let go of the select button when I'm live tweaking a parameter temporarily and I let go, it feels that there's a slight lag before the original value is applied. Now this is pretty subjective, mind you, and it could have more to do with just how a delay works and not an actual lag of the program or the hardware itself. In conclusion, Thyme Plus is a sound designer's delay pedal. As with most Bastl instruments, it is not for the faint of heart and it does require some thought and study, but the ride is definitely worth it. If you're looking for a delay that has loads of character to spice up your sound, check out the Thyme Plus. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful, or at least entertaining. Have a great week. See you next time.